All right, welcome to the Sunday weekly crypto altcoins review with the printing bee here. So let's start with the crypto dominances. So quickly brief review of Bitcoin dominance, and then we can go on. So this is the daily chart, and as you can see here, we had a 4 hour alert. If you watch my video from yesterday, the idea, if my computer will load up. Okay, so the idea was that after doing this, this created some form, of so from here to here, that created our peak. And I was expecting that we'd do a switch back because this is also a double top between here and here. So there's a divergence there. And I was expecting a switch back. So we did the switch back, and now we're falling through and going down. Um, if you go into the weekly chart, you can see that we didn't go below this last 2 weeks candle, so I'd expect us to do that. If you also go to the monthly chart, that's a fat red candle there, which we have to exceed before any proper move to the upside. So I expect more downside on Bitcoin dominance first, potentially into our box here before we get a good move on it back up. Okay. So that's our premise. Let's look at the others dominance, and the others dominance on the monthly chart is also looking very promising at the moment. We've got a green in July, a green in August, and I expect a green in September. And I think, we'll probably end up at the very least hitting about nine, testing these bottoms here will be tested before we get any kind of pullback and then a continuation to the upside. On the weekly chart, it's looking really good. So we had been going sideways and we seem to be closing firmly above the 20 EMA. So, this is looking really good if I make this bigger. We have a trend line from the tops here and it goes all the way to the tops. The highest point here, cut through there, and you can see that we are likely to close above it this Sunday, which is looking good. So it close like this, it will be very, very positive for more continuation to the higher prices on the crypto market dominance, excluding the top 10. And then let's go to the total three. So total three as well is looking good. We are going to probably close green and there will be a divergence between this and this. And if we do, then higher prices on the horizon. We've only really done two big moves to the upside on this here and there. And we need to go higher than this to create a divergence on this weekly chart for kind of a pull down to come in. So I'd expect this to continue going up. I think, I'm looking at around 1.4 trillion as the point where potentially start selling coins. So that's that one. Let's look at tier. So Celestia, we can look at it from, let's go here actually and look at it using I like the Bybit one. Where's the Bybit one? Yeah, this is the one that tracked all my things on. So here on Celestia, what we're doing, this is the weekly, and the weekly is looking really promising. We are forming kind of a divergence, and I think it will stick. I think this will stick at midnight, which means we'll go higher. Very likely you're going to go higher in next week after a small pullback, I mean, into the wick here, you're going to go higher. So if we bring it to the daily is also closing really, really positive. It looks like we're closing a positive candle. MACD looks positive. It's just about to tick above zero. So I'd expect this, to continue going higher. At the very least, test this 170 zone, 174 zone, probably poke above it to maybe about 180, and then retest it again into early Monday, and then continue the journey to the upside, would be what I would say. And as a result, what we'll be getting then will be a lower high as opposed to coming to do a double bottom or a lower low, which is looking good. So let's move on to the next pair. Let's move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum as well. So Ethereum at the moment is not great, But let's go to 4 hours and see what's going on 4 hours. So on 4 hours, Ethereum, we're gonna have a dead cross. So no wonder. And if you're gonna have a dead cross on 4 hours, you're likely to rally into it. So I won't be surprised if we rally higher first before we have a pullback. And then after that, you're going to continue going up. There's a lot of liquidity sitting all the way here. And these market makers don't like liquidity sitting like that. So I'd expect that Ethereum, once the dead cross on 4 hours happens, it should start cranking itself back up to the other side. They've taken all the liquidity all the way up to here. All this liquidity is gone. It's been taken. So if anything at all, then you'll be looking at liquidity which is sitting below here, which is all the way up to about here, 3.7. So, and then maybe come and test these tops here, maybe tops and go slightly lower. That's if we don't hold here. I think we probably end up holding and going up higher first before if we're even going to go down. That happens. So that's Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. So Sol also on the weekly chart. So Sol is also painting a quite a good picture here on the weekly chart. So I'd expect that Sol will continue going, inching up into next week. I think this week we'll close green here as well. And let's move on to Aave. So Aave is not looking great. I would say it's not looking great. There's a divergence between here and here. So it's possible that Aave actually, comes down and comes to test the 200, which is where I've drawn my line here around the 240 mark before it goes up. So that's Aave. And then we go on to LPT. This one is one of my new picks. So this one has done a double bottom here. It's done a bit of a move and it's down retraced back and they've taken all the liquidity around this candle. And I do expect that we're going to push back up again to about $12 next week. So that's LPT, leave up here. So that's another one. And then we can quickly move on to some meme coins. I have a few meme coins that we can look at. We can look at Boba as well. So Boba is cranking itself. It's cranking. It's like cranking, cranking, cranking. It's been going sideways for a long time, but the RSI is really positive. So I think Boba will come into my box at some point. It doesn't look like it's found its floor. I don't expect it to go lower anymore than where it is. I don't expect it to go lower than 0.7. So I expect it to go higher. Let's move on to Pepe and see what Pepe is doing. Pepe is also forming a beautiful divergence on the weekly chart. So if we close like this, green, we might do a small pullback into it and continue the leg to the upside. So this is looking good on Pepe. If I bring it to the daily chart as well, you're going to have a dead cross on the daily chart. So I think potentially you rally into it and then do a pullback. So we could rally up quite a bit and then pull back and retest the 200 on the daily on this BTC on this chart, which is the Pepe USD T chart. We can look at Bonk as well and see what's going on with Bonk. So Bonk, after doing that beautiful run up there, it's taking all the liquidity. We've taken all the liquidity up to here. I think we'll get support here. I think Bonk will get support here on the 200 on the daily and continues leg to the upside. So, anywhere around 18, 18.7, 18.6, I think will be a place where it's most likely to get support and go up to the upside. And let's quickly look at ENA. I think ENA is another one that we need to look at. So let's have a look on the weekly. We're going to form a nice candle on the weekly. So chances are ENA goes up higher first, probably goes up maybe to somewhere here around the 0.98 and might even push all the way to do a triple top, which is around 123. So ENA is also looking good. I think those are the main coins that I wanted to cover. Render, I don't think I've covered Render yet. Let me see Render. Say I haven't either. So Say is also looking really good on the weekly chart. It's coming to the box slightly. And this is creating a divergence. So if it closes green, I'd expect maybe a small pullback into Monday and continue the leg to the upside. So it's looking good. CRV as well, it's also forming a divergence on the weekly chart as well. If we bring it to the daily chart, it's been going down here, down here, down there. I think, worst case scenario, you test this 200 EMA here, or maybe here, which is around the 0.67, and then continue the leg to the upside. So CRV was also going to do really well. Let's look at Pendle. So Pendle did a beautiful move to the upside, switch back rule, switch back onto here, and look at the beautiful fall here. I think, they've taken most of the liquidity around this. It's only left with a little bit here. So, I mean, you could get gash down here before you go up, but it's also looking good. We've got a beautiful green candle here. We retested the wick. I think, this goes up higher from here. I think it goes up higher. So pendle most likely goes back up. And where's render? Render is also looking really good on the weekly chart. It's forming a divergence here on the weekly. So it came to the line here, very close to the line we drew. So you're gonna get a lower high as opposed to a triple bottom. Most likely this goes up higher. So it's looking good on that as well. I think those are all the coins that I wanted to review for this week. So in summary, I think these altcoins, depending on the close on the weekly, they close like some of these are closing, and like TA is also closing with a beautiful divergence on the weekly chart. Then you can expect that you get a small pullback into the wick and then continue the journey to the upside. The monthly looks good. Will be creating a monthly divergence from here onwards. So it's looking good. So I wish you all the best of trading, and take care. And this is just my ideas and I'm sharing it. So do your own research and, you know, make your own decisions as to whether what you want to do. I'm not your advisor. I don't know how much money you've got. So um, that's it for this week. And I'll do some short videos during the week to give you an update.